Okay, let's go straight across to Rahul Kanwal to find out the inside story as to why has Shivraj Singh Chauhan changed his mind in less than 24 hours. Rahul, you did that first interview with Shivraj Singh Chauhan. What has changed in the space of literally a night? Why suddenly did Shivraj Singh Chauhan go out of his way to say that he is asking the High Court to order a CBI probe when only yesterday he said that he would only do so if the High Court directed him to do so?
Several things happened, Rajdeep. First, we had Babulal Gaur come out and virtually distance himself from all decisions taken in the Vyapam probe, saying it's the Chief Minister's office that is taking all these decisions unilaterally. Uma Bharti and her interview is being discussed so widely across Madhya Pradesh because she really set the house on fire, saying that she feared for her life. She is demanding a CBI probe. Those were two blows. Then Arun Jaitley and Rajnath Singh, both senior ministers in the Union Cabinet, also persuaded the Home Minister, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, saying that think about it, this is getting out of hand, we're losing the perception battle. Just as soon as the interview got over at 9:30 p.m., Shivraj Singh Chauhan called in his closest aides. They had a very long meeting where they discussed the pros and cons. So far, everything was within Madhya Pradesh. There are levels of distrust between Bhopal and Delhi. They were worried that if the probe goes to the CBI, will things go out of control? Will someone try and fix them? Will an attempt be made to rein in Shivraj Singh Chauhan? Those were some of the concerns that were holding Shivraj back. But when the courts this morning, when Vivek Tanka started arguing, and it seemed very clearly that the Supreme Court was in the mood to order a CBI probe. That, I think, became quite apparent in the court arguments this morning. That's the word that came back to Bhopal. That's when the final panic button was pressed and a decision was taken that before the court on the 9th of July orders a CBI probe, let's be proactive, let's take the initiative, try and cut our losses and limit the damage.
I think the word you used is a good word, cut our losses. Shivraj Singh there trying to cut his losses by saying that he is writing to the High Court now and ordering a CBI probe. Rahul Kanwal there joining us from Bhopal and tracking that story. Now, through this week, our attempt here is to try and bring you the details of the mysterious deaths that have taken place in the Vyapam scam. Today, our focus is on Namrata Damor's death. Her body was found near the railway tracks in Ujjain in 2012. The post-mortem report accessed by India Today indicates she was strangulated. Coincidentally, this was the very story that Aaj Tak special correspondent Akshay Singh was trying to investigate and became tragically his last assignment.
Namrata Damor, Vyapam scam suspect, found dead on the railway tracks in Ujjain in 2012. Death termed as suicide. Namrata Damor is one of the most mysterious deaths related to the Vyapam scam. And her first post-mortem report could be one of the biggest revelations in the scam. Namrata's first post-mortem report says that she was smothered to death and the cause of her death was violent asphyxia. The report, which has been accessed by India Today, turns the suicide story completely on its head.
3-4 महीने बाद अगर कुछ दूसरे डॉक्टर से ये प्रमाणित कराया कि ये यहाँ आना इसको आत्महत्या किया है ना खुद, तो संभव है क्या भाई? इस बात पर उस समय वो डॉक्टर को इस बात पर अगर देख कर कहता है तो भाई एक अलग बात थी. बाद में किसी प्रकरण को दबाने के लिए किसी को कुछ लिखवा ले.
Namrata, a student of MGM Medical College Indore, was found dead near the railway tracks at the Kayata village in Ujjain on January 7, 2012. A week after, she was reported missing from the college hostel. Namrata is on the list of suspects who cleared the PMT 2010, allegedly using unfair means. Her cell phone records reveal that she received several calls from Vishal, another suspect in the scam, just minutes before her death. Whistleblowers in the scam suspect a larger conspiracy to which Namrata could well have fallen prey to. There is also a strong suspicion that young girls who were a part of the scam were used perhaps as honey traps, and that Namrata could have been the one who knew too much.
सारी मौतें संदेहास्पद हैं, चाहे डॉक्टर साकल्ली की डेथ हो या डॉक्टर शर्मा की डेथ हो, और आज भी एक सुबह डेथ हुई है। अब मौतों का सिलसिला रुक नहीं रहा और मुझे लग रहा है पता नहीं कहाँ जाके थमेगा। जल्द से जल्द भारत सरकार को, गृह मंत्रालय को इस पर संज्ञान लेना होगा।
Namrata's family alleges that political pressure in early stages led to flawed investigations, and that it was Hoshangabad MLA who directed the police to go easy on the suspects. It was this mysterious death that India Today correspondent Akshay Singh had set out to solve. It would end up being Akshay's last assignment. With Kamlesh Sutar in Jhabua, Bureau Report, India Today.
What now then in the Vyapam scam, now that the Chief Minister says he will hand it over to the CBI? Joining me now, Prashant Pandey, one of the whistleblowers in the case, who now lives in Delhi because he believes that his life is not secure in the state of Madhya Pradesh. We'll ask him more questions. Subhash Chandra Tripathi is the former DGP of Madhya Pradesh. He joins me, and RPN Singh of the Congress, its former minister, and GVL Narasimha Rao, national spokesperson of the BJP and advisor to the CM, also joining me. Appreciate your joining us. Let me just get some clarity from you, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao. What has changed in the last 24 hours that suddenly you all have agreed to this CBI probe? Is it to cut your losses, as Rahul Kanwal put it in when I was speaking to him a short while ago, or simply that you've now realized that you have no other option?
Rajdeep, let me, I think media is entitled to speculate and also do its own reporting. But let me mention to you my own interaction with the Chief Minister, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, on 3rd of July in New Delhi. He was here on a visit to Delhi, and the death of that Narendra Singh Tomar, I'm getting a strong echo.
Yeah,
if that
go
can
ahead.
be fixed, it will be helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead nevertheless. The Chief Minister, I discussed with him about the case of Narendra Singh Tomar and the kind of the questions that got raised in the media, and the family had suspected some foul play, and he told me very categorically the state government has no problem whatsoever in handing over the entire probe to the CBI. He was very, very categorical.
But he didn't do it.
No problem whatsoever in
But he
handing
didn't
over.
do it till Akshay Singh's tragic death on the weekend.
Yes.
Let me be honest, Akshay Singh's tragic death on the weekend has woken up prime-time television to Vyapam, and it has also woken up your Chief Minister to Vyapam. That is the unfortunate and tragic reality. Concede that.
Rajdeep, I concede that. I think Akshay's death was certainly a very, very shocking and a saddening development. And in fact, it was I who spoke to the Chief Minister 2 days ago when I saw on your television that the family of Akshay had demanded the viscera test to be done outside the state and in All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And when I brought this up with him, and also this was a demand that India TV television, TV Today have demanded, when I mentioned it to him, he immediately agreed. And he said, we have no problem whatsoever. He immediately directed the DGP
you're saying
and he called me in a...
You're saying the Chief Minister has nothing to hide. Yeah. My only point will be, if he had nothing to hide, this entire process of taking this case to the CBI could have been done a long time ago. It did not require these tragic deaths over the weekend for the Chief Minister to suddenly realize, to have an Uma Bharti coming on our television channel and saying she fears for her life. I mean, why did it require all this to happen for you? He could have done this a long time ago. Will you at least accept that this could have been done a long time ago?
No, it's a fair question, but let me answer this with all the facts available with me. I think the first case in this Vyapam was registered by the Jabalpur, by the Indore police, and the Chief Minister had immediately constituted an STF to probe the entire depth of entire width of these investigations. So the Chief Minister needs to be credited for actually taking up this investigation on a big scale. And the Jabalpur High Court had repeatedly, on petitions for handing over the probe to the CBI, the Jabalpur High Court repeatedly said no to it. And Digvijay Singh had gone to the Supreme Court in November 2014, 6 months ago. Supreme Court said the same thing. So please do, you see, when you
okay, I take your point. I take your point. I take your point. Your point is well taken. But RPN Singh, what is also baffling me is how the Congress is changing its goalposts. Yesterday, the Congress was saying that it wanted the case to be handed over to the CBI. Now the Chief Minister says, I'm ready to hand it over to the CBI. You say no. It must be Supreme Court monitored and the Chief Minister must step aside while the probe is on. Suddenly you are saying he must resign even after he is agreeing to hand over the case to the CBI.
Rajdeep, if the Chief Minister had handed over the case right in the beginning to the CBI, we would not have had these 46 unfortunate deaths. I'm very happy that Mr. Rao is on your channel today. Last evening, he very vociferously said that the Chief Minister cannot ask for a CBI probe. We had senior cabinet ministers of the Union Council of Ministers, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, all the spokespersons of the BJP screaming from all the television channels saying that it is impropriety if they ask for the courts for a CBI inquiry. What happened in the last 12 hours? Mr. Rao was on the channel yesterday with me. He would recall, I think he has a good memory, that yesterday he said under no circumstances, and Mr. Rao, yes, let me finish, you can counter it. Yesterday, continuously for at least 15 minutes, you badgered me how the Chief Minister cannot write a letter to the CBI for a CBI inquiry. Today, the whole BJP's lies has been shown to the whole country. Yesterday, from the Union Council Ministers to everybody in the BJP said there can be no CBI inquiry.
But yesterday you also wanted only a CBI probe. Today you want the Chief Minister to resign.
And you said
RPN Singh, yesterday you wanted a CBI probe. Today you want the Chief Minister to resign.
1 minute. What we are asking for, Rajdeep, the huge scandal that has taken place, I think never in independent India that such a huge scandal has taken place. That it should be monitored by the Supreme Court because it has to be time-bound. So many lives have already been lost. We have seen with the Chief Minister how he has delayed delaying tactics, and how the STF themselves, your own TV channel reporters are asking the STF, and they said for 1 year we have not even questioned the people accused.
Can I just get a quick
has been scuttled.
Can I get a quick response from you, Narasimha Rao, to the fact that RPN Singh says you have changed your views in 24 hours? Yesterday you were saying Chief Minister cannot write to the High Court. Today you are saying the Chief Minister always was more than willing to have a CBI probe.
Let me say this, yesterday, no, please, I think, Mr. Singh, let me place my views for the people. You see, the position that we had taken yesterday and the announcement of the Chief Minister today, they are very consistent. They are consistent with each other. In fact, Congress party even today demanding that the Chief Minister should directly suo moto write to the central government and ask for a CBI probe. CM has not done that. Chief Minister has only pleaded before the court.
But you said you cannot write to the court.
And said you may conduct.
Mr. Rao, you said you cannot write to the court yesterday.
No,
we can get out the clips, Mr. Rao.
Given
your
the
cabinet
situation,
minister for home said he cannot write to the courts.
It's a decision.
Yes. Did he say that or no? Did the Chief Minister say that?
Will now decide
that we cannot write to the court till the court directs us? You lied to the nation, you lied to the people of this country.
No, come on. I think people know you lie through all the time. And you produce
those are very strong words now being used, that people are being called liars on this program. Let's get away from the name calling. RPN Singh, you are suggesting that the BJP was lying to the nation and not telling the full truth. That you believe the Chief Minister could have done this much earlier, could have written.
Rajdeep, you see all the statements yesterday. I am not saying it. The whole nation saw it. The whole country saw it yesterday.
Okay. Let's before we come into this game as to who is
about you and your leaders.
No. Narasimha Rao, it is clearly a U-turn.
No, this is what.
Let us be very clear. It's a U-turn. I just want to get in.
U-turn.
I want to get in my whistleblower guest in the studio. Just a minute. आप बताएं, you tell me. You have been asking for a CBI probe. Ab CBI
under
probe
the monitoring of Supreme Court. The very first line of us was under the monitoring of Supreme Court.
नहीं, but क्या आपको लगता है कि CBI में कोई जादू है?
जादू भले ही नहीं है, but
CBI not politicized in this country.
At least they will not foul play like this. Whatever they did, they will not overcome or skip the mandatory regulations issued by the Supreme Court of India. They will collect the electronic evidences to be so that they can be admissible in the court rather than...
Pandey ji, the charge which is being made against you also is that many of the whistleblowers like you are connected to the Congress party, that you are batting for the Congress party.
Sir, I am
that
alone.
You are giving the voice of the Congress party in this issue.
I am the
Do you really believe that the CBI is the only agency which can conduct this poll? STF cannot conduct it?
Sir, STF did their part very correctly. I am clearly saying STF did their part, but what happens before that? Indore police were working under CM and they did the foul play. They temper the evidence. The evidence are not at all admissible in the court.
You
now
have
you
proof?
tell me.
You have
yes,
proof?
yes,
You have
yes,
proof?
sir. May I have submitted.
आपके पास proof है? आपके पास है सबूत है कि इंदौर क्राइम ब्रांच ने टेम्पर किया था?
सर, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कुछ गाइडलाइंस बनाई हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हैश वैल्यू जनरेट करना इज कंपलसरी. विदाउट द हैश वैल्यू ऑफ एनी डिजिटल रिकॉर्ड इज नॉट एट ऑल एडमिसिबल इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. How can they arrest 2,000 persons without even the admissibility of evidence is not there?
So you are saying that the entire case was deliberately botched up from the start.
From the start itself.
From the start you are claiming it was botched up, but I just want to bring in Subhash Chandra Tripathi, former DGP of Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Tripathi, today is also an indictment of your police force of which you've been a part. That nobody seems to have confidence, neither the public nor the opposition, and now possibly even the Chief Minister under pressure has recognized it, that in a case like this, it can't be handled by the special task force. Do you agree with that?
Actually, if you have last few days, the people of the STF have already written to the SIT that they are also threatened. Now, if the people working feel threatened, how can they do justice? This atmosphere of fear, which has been generated because of these deaths, suspicious deaths, whether involved with the Vyapam case or not, we don't know. But there's a general feeling that there is something wrong in it. And if the feeling, if it could go right up to the level of AIG, that is SP, and to the level of DPSP, what must be the feeling of the junior officers? Now, if the team itself feels threatened, then it is the right time that this theme should be changed, and I think CBI can come in. You know, it is not a no indictment of the force. The force did whatever they could till they did not feel that there was a danger. Now, if they feel it, I think we must respect the local police, and we must also respect the feeling of the public and hand it over to the CBI.
I take your point. Prashant Pandey, आप बताइए, ये भय का जो वातावरण है, this atmosphere of fear, has it always existed in this case?
Yes, sir. It was since last. When I come to know about several findings, I got booked without any charge. Since after 1.5 years, they didn't file a charge sheet because
who is spreading this fear? Who is spreading the fear? Local police, local administration?
I suppose MP police. The person I named that fellow as well, who is SSP Bhopal. He was creating that pressure inside the system. Those people, whoever were working even in the STF, they were putting pressure on them as well. I was working with STF for more than 3 months continually on this case, and I understand, I realize, and I can prove it. That is why I have submitted the evidence as well in the court. Once the court goes through those evidence,
you realize that the evidence was being botched up, that the STF was not serious. You are claiming about actually catching the main culprits.
Yes,
the main culprit, the big fish. You know, and all this Prashant's case is not a new case. You can allege that Prashant, apparently according to the BJP, has links with the Congress. There have been various allegations made about Prashant and Digvijay Singh that they have put out false documents before the court. But the fact is, Mr. Narasimha Rao, that this atmosphere of fear has existed for a while. Which is why I am asking, did it require the death of a journalist in suspicious circumstances for suddenly your government to wake up? That while it was happening to an Aam Aadmi, nothing was, your government didn't seem concerned. Suddenly the journalist dies, this story comes on prime time and you get rattled. That is the truth.
And we were facing these.
Okay, I will answer that. But
Yes.
before that, let me say this.
Yes.
I think the Excel evidence presented by Digvijay Singh was forged.
This is the order of copy.
Jabalpur
This is
High
the copy
Court.
of the order.
So this is what the Jabalpur High Court
show me.
had found.
And without even
the Excel
opening that.
sheet presented by Prashant Pandey.
Prashant is saying that his evidence was not even provided to the court. Prashant is saying that the Excel sheet is not what he provided the court. The real evidence that he provided the court has not even been placed before the court. It's my, it's what I have got versus what you have got.
Are you questioning the court?
They are misleading. You are misleading the peoples by the name of court. At the misleading the persons actually.
That all the evidence
you can see the
by Digvijay Singh. Actually, they amount to
Mr. Digvijay Singh, if he has forged any documents, why doesn't the Madhya Pradesh government file a FIR against him?
You know, that is a fair point. If these documents are forged, if the Excel sheet which has been provided, which allegedly puts the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government in the dock, Mr. Narasimha Rao, put it before the file an FIR against Digvijay Singh. Why doesn't the Madhya Pradesh government?
Exactly.
My sense is that the Madhya Pradesh government needs to tell us exactly why don't they then file an FIR against Digvijay Singh if the documents are all forged.
In fact, the Honorable High Court has actually asked the...
Why don't you file? Forget the court. Why don't you file a FIR?
Again, at the name of court, they are misleading people.
When I take the name of Digvijay Singh, RPN Singh, please wait.
No, I am not rattled at all.
State government... No, you
I'm
please
not
wait.
rattled at all. File a FIR.
The Jabalpur High Court.
File a FIR,
The Jabalpur High
why
Court.
don't you file a...
They are declared
liars.
Your leader, Digvijay Singh, has been condemned to the dustbin of Madhya Pradesh history, electoral history.
And now he goes to
He
his...
is already condemned by the people of Madhya Pradesh.
Let's talk about...
why this language, sir? Why this language? RPN Singh is calling you a liar. You are saying condemned to
history. People are dying, Mr. Rao. 46 innocent
you are
lives have been
condemned
Being
to
present.
electoral dustbin of Madhya Pradesh. And you want to do political encounter of the Chief Minister, a popular Chief
He used to keep
who
the
has
subject changing.
who have handed a defeat to you every time.
I am going to therefore... I am therefore going to ask you, look, the politicians, this issue...
I know the BJP doesn't want to keep the topic on Vyapam. We know what is happening. Thousands
I'm talking about your
students are
leadership
in jail
is so
while
desperate
people
that
connected
all
with
the
the
allegations
scandals
made
are all
against the
roaming around
Chief
the Chief
Minister have been
Minister.
found to be utterly
No, this crosstalk has to end, and the only way I'm going to end it is by turning to Subhash Chandra Tripathi as a former DG of Madhya Pradesh. Do you believe that this Vyapam case will actually result in the main culprits being caught, sir, given the fact that many of the cases date back to 7 and 8 years ago? The evidence by now could have been wiped out. There has been this atmosphere of fear. Do you believe it is too little too late, sir, to even call in the CBI?
It is definitely too little too late, but it's still little better late than never. It will generate some confidence among the people, whether the cases, deaths are suspicious, if there is any connection into it, for generating confidence, building confidence in public and police department in general. It is in the interest that it should be investigated by the CBI under the supervision of whatever the government court feels about it. The point which I have been hearing, I just want to mention one thing.
Yes.
The state government has been opposing handing it over to CBI. Now, court has only put a stamp on it. Now, state government, if it changes its stand, it is free to do so. Now, it has changed it. It is welcome.
I think that's well said. You know, it may be seen by many as too little too late, but better late than never, given what has happened in Madhya Pradesh. We need the confidence to be restored in the state administration. Maybe the Congress also now needs to wait for the probe result to take place rather than immediately insisting that the Chief Minister resign. And the BJP should admit that perhaps they could have done what they've done today a long time ago. It would be nice if once in a while politicians were a little candid even as they debate on TV programs. I appreciate all of you joining us, and hopefully, Prashant, your case will also be heard by the Supreme Court on the 9th.